Real Madrid finding a way.
And here we are with the table. It's not been a great start to the season for Real Sociedad. That draw has them down at the bottom. It's very close there. We've got 3 teams on 6 points. And Getafe dropping into the bottom half there, 12th. So it's Real Madrid who leapfrog Barcelona. Barcelona winning on Saturday, Real Madrid winning on Sunday. Not exactly convincing, but they did win, and they went up to 24 points. So they lead the way after 9 matches in La Liga. Let's get straight back to this red card then. You know, jokes aside, Alan Neom comes on. But for me, how is this not a yellow card? Yes, okay, he stopped him, but why were you giving a red? It wasn't that dangerous.
Yeah, but he's taken his eye completely off the ball, and I think that's what's leaning the official. You can see the 4th official is standing right in front of where the collision is made, right? So he's the one who's probably making this decision. The referee, I don't know if he gets 100% look at it, but he didn't hesitate, the referee. Listen, I'm going to credit Vinicius Jr. He came off the bench and he caused problems, and sometimes you don't have to do that with your football. Sometimes it's just your presence more than anything else. Having that presence on the field, the run from Vinicius Jr. was excellent. He basically put himself in harm's way to gain an advantage somehow, some way for his team to go on and win that game. So I'm going to take my hat off to Vinicius Jr. for just winding up the opponent, somehow finding a way for them to pick up that red card and create the advantage. And moments later, obviously, Mbappe gets the goal. I'm seeing a lot of that now from Vinicius Jr., team player.
Yeah, he's a team player. And it was interesting. The first player that Kylian Mbappé went to celebrate with after he'd scored the goal was Vinny Jr. That relationship is working. And maybe Vinny Jr. is not the man anymore. He's not scoring quite as many goals as he has in previous seasons. But I think that they've kind of figured it out between the two of them. Yeah. And he started on the bench today, but when he came on, he had the impact he needed. The thing was for Real Madrid, it wasn't great up until that point. They needed to win ugly, but this is a side that can do that.
I think Xabi Alonso's taken it incredibly serious, the La Liga title. He wants to win that. He knows he needs to win a domestic title. The 11 they put out was excellent. They had 5 shots on target in the first 45 minutes, but as you pointed out, Adam, they didn't bring their best quality. They weren't really dangerous enough in front of goal. They didn't take their opportunities. They were a little frustrating at times. You saw Bellingham after that red card having a little go at the opposition coach, which, you know, he's creating a bit of a reputation for himself for getting involved sometimes, but he's an absolute winner, and that's what Real Madrid have in amongst their ranks. Whether you agree with the decision or not about it being a red card, probably Barcelona fans don't agree with that decision. They think that it probably should have not been a red card, like most of us. For me, that's not denial of a goal scoring opportunity, and it's not violent conduct, so therefore it shouldn't be a red card. But Real Madrid doing what Real Madrid do best, finding a way to get an advantage when you're not playing your best football. Credit to Vinicius Jr. I've got to say it one more time. This guy has recognised his role within this football club. That even if he's going to be a bench player, someone who comes off the bench, he's got to have an impact some way. It wasn't his best performance off the bench, but he annoyed what was happening to the opposition, therefore leading to the red card, therefore creating an advantage for his team to go and find the goal. But the way Kylian Mbappé is finishing right now, Adam, the form that he's in, I pointed it out, 11 consecutive straight games with a goal for club and country. This type of form right now is unreal to be seeing. He's getting better and better in a Real Madrid jersey, and I think the last time you saw a player getting double figures in the first 9 games of a La Liga season was Cristiano about 10 years ago, and he had 17 in that period of time. So he's in very good company right now, and I tell you what, Real Madrid need him.
Yeah, they do need him. We talk about in-game management when it comes to coaches, but I'm going to talk about season management from Xabi Alonso. Do you like the way that he is learning how to, okay, this is the time to rest a player? We saw Vinny Jr. was on the bench, wasn't he, today? They've got Juve, big game in midweek in the Champions League. He's understanding the way to, and we know that Real Madrid are going to be involved in so many competitions. You're going to have to rest these players at some point. Is he doing that well?
Well, he's got 3 home games back-to-back in multiple competitions, right? You've got the Juventus game coming up, and then you've got El Clasico coming up right after it. Then you've got a very difficult one against Valencia before you then travel to Anfield. I mean, that is a ridiculous schedule that means a lot to what Xabi Alonso's
He's got to be canny, hasn't he,
to
keep the players fit for these big ones.
Exactly. And I think trying to make your players understand that. Now, we pointed out there the substitutions that they made a difference, right? Vinicius Jr. will get credit because he came off the bench and he was the one that caused the red cards. But we should be also talking about Arda Güler. These young players having to be patient, understanding the role they have in the team, that no longer now can you play with 11 players. Real Madrid recognised, and Xabi Alonso recognised, the importance of having quality come off the bench. When it's an ugly game, you're not playing well and you have to find a way. The difference for me, it wasn't about Kylian Mbappé. I know he's going to take his opportunity when it's in front of goal, and he had a couple, in the game. But the difference for me was the impact from the bench players. So Xabi Alonso deserves a ton of credit. And I got to give credit to Arda Güler as well. This guy's starting to really find his way in a Real Madrid jersey. He looks so pleasing on the eye. His style, his vision, the way he sees a pass like few players do in world football. He is an outstanding talent. And of course, when you've got another player who can come off the bench like Vinny Jr., you've got a life of luxury, really.
You can, and you can draw parallels, I think, between the way that Real Madrid and Barcelona both won their games this weekend. They kind of won ugly. It wasn't the best performances. Barcelona left it really, really late to get the victory they needed. Real Madrid as well needed that little bit of luck with the red card to get the 3 points. Do you think we're in with both these teams fighting the way they are for an almighty battle for La Liga this season?
I think it's been an absolute banging season. Obviously, Barcelona have lost a little bit of their way recently. Hansi Flick losing his discipline as well. Looks like he's going to be missing from the sidelines in El Clasico, which is really disappointing because I want to see him there. But this is going to be an absolute battle. I think that Barcelona, in one way, and I think I've mentioned this already before, will have one eye on the Champions League trophy. I think Hansi Flick wants that one more than he wants a La Liga title. And I think Xabi Alonso knows that he must win a title.
Yeah.
So they're taking La Liga incredibly seriously. But the life of luxury that Xavi has is that you've got talent who are on the bench, who are so exciting, who can deliver for you when it's not working out well. And it worked to absolute perfection in this game, Adam. They're not necessarily always the most pleasing on the eye style of team, Real Madrid. In games like this, you don't have to be, right? You just have to find a way to win ugly. You have to find a way to gain an advantage. Vinicius Jr. did exactly that by picking up the red card for the opposition. And then Arda Güler with a moment of magic. Great pass, great goal.
Good performance. Just quickly on another player's performance, Jude Bellingham, obviously coming back from injury, wasn't involved. We talked about that in the international break. What did you think from him today? He was obviously involved verbally with that red card, telling the opposition Getafe manager to be quiet. Was he involved in much else?
I get possession of the ball, 90% accuracy with his passing, but it's also his attitude, right? I think he's a big presence in that Real Madrid team. Now, many people will talk about Jude Bellingham and the arrogance of Jude Bellingham. You saw the disagreement with the coach there after the red card. He's a bit arrogant. I love that arrogance. Bring it to me. I just want to see him be infectious around the other teammates around him, because that winning mentality sometimes for a lot of young players is hard to find. It's hard to put into your system. When you see that drive from Jude Bellingham, and it will piss off a lot of people out there seeing that arrogance, not me. I love it. It's important to have it in a winning culture. And Xabi Alonso, let's not forget, he won as a player. He's had success early on in his coaching career. He needs players like Jude Bellingham to lead by example.
Yeah, he's certainly got a big personality.